Once upon a time, there was a girl, and she had such beautiful and long hair that everyone who saw her could not take their eyes off. The strands were so light, just golden. Therefore, they called her Goldilocks. For all her beauty, she was a very naughty little girl. Mom always allowed her to walk in the yard, but ordered her not to go into the woods behind their house. Goldilocks was very interested to know what is in that forest. And so, while Mother did not see, she somehow left the house into the forest. The girl walked for a long time in the forest. Either he finds a berry, then looks at a beautiful flower, then listens to how the birds sing. So she got lost in the forest. And suddenly she saw an unusual house in a clearing. Goldilocks approached him quietly. I walked around but did not see anyone. She knocked on the door, but no one answered. Then she knocked harder, and the door opened itself. Goldilocks entered cautiously. 3 bears lived in that house. One bear was dad big and shaggy. The other was a mother bear. It was smaller. The third was a little bear. The bears were not at home because they had gone for a walk in the woods. The girl entered the room and saw 3 bowls of porridge on the table. The first bowl, the biggest one, was the daddy bear. The second bowl, the smaller one, was the mother bear, and the third, the smallest, was the bear cub. Near each bowl lay a spoon, large, medium, and small. Goldilocks was so hungry that she first wanted to eat from a large bowl. She took the largest spoon, took the porridge, tasted it, but the porridge was too hot. Then she took a medium spoon, took the porridge, tasted it, but the porridge was too cold. Finally, she took a small spoon and tasted the porridge from the small bowl. This porridge was neither hot nor cold, just right. And Goldilocks ate all the porridge from the little bowl. After eating, the girl wanted to sit and saw 3 chairs near the stove, one large, another smaller, and the third, very small, with a little red pillow. First, she tried to climb into the largest chair, but could not. Then the girl tried to sit on the middle chair, but it was very hard and uncomfortable. Finally, she sat down on the smallest chair, and it was just right for her. Goldilocks liked the chair so much that she began to swing on it. The chair cracked, broke, and she fell to the floor. The girl got up and went to another room. There were 3 beds, large, medium, and small. First, Goldilocks climbed onto the first bed, but it was too high and hard. I lay down on the middle one, it was too spacious and soft. The girl lay down on the third, smallest bed. She was just right for her. Goldilocks felt so comfortable and cozy that she quickly fell asleep. The girl was fast asleep when the bear family returned home. The bears got very hungry and immediately went to the table. Seeing his bowl, Papa Bear got really angry. Someone was eating my porridge. He growled. The bear mother also looked into her bowl and growled less loudly. Someone was eating from my bowl too. And the bear cub, seeing his empty bowl, cried loudly. Someone didn't just eat from my bowl, he ate all my porridge. The bears smelled something was wrong, left the table, and began to look around. Daddy Bear noticed that someone moved his chair and growled in a terrible voice. Someone was sitting on my chair. The bear mother looked at her chair and complained. Someone was sitting on my chair and moved it from its place. And then, the bear looked at his broken chair and again cried loudly. Someone did not just sit on my chair, but broke it. All 3 bears went cautiously into the bedroom. Someone was lying on my bed and crumpled it. Papa Bear roared in a terrible voice. And someone was lying on my bed too and crumpled it, growled the mother bear. The teddy bear looked at his bed and cried again. Someone was lying on my bed. And then he saw the girl and squealed in a thin voice, and still sleeps in her. Dad and Mom bears came to the bed and saw that a little girl was sleeping there. Goldilocks woke up from the cry of a bear cub, and was very frightened. There were 3 bears in front of her. She instantly jumped out of the house and ran wherever her eyes looked, without looking back. The girl ran for a long time. She was very tired, and then she saw her mother, who was looking for her missing daughter in the forest. Since then, Goldilocks always listened to her mother and did nothing without her permission. She became a very obedient, kind, and good girl.
A long time ago, a poor girl, Karen, lived with her mother in a distant village. In the summer she had to walk barefoot, and in the winter in rough wooden shoes, which rubbed her feet terribly. And then one day the old lady shoemaker sewed Karen's shoes from scraps of red cloth. She brought the girl a gift exactly on the day Karen's mother went to heaven. And the poor girl had no choice but to put on new shoes for the funeral. Although red shoes were not at all suitable for mourning, Karen had no others. At this time, a large old carriage was passing through the village, and in it was an important lady. She saw the girl, felt sorry for her and decided to take her home. For many years Karen lived with a lady and never took off her favorite red shoes. But the girl has grown noticeably, and the time has come to buy her new shoes. So, the lady took Karen to the store. The lady was already old, and therefore could not see the correct pair of shoes. Then she asked Karen to choose the most modest black shoes to wear to church. But in the shop window there were bright red shoes. They were exactly like the ones that the shoemaker had once made for Karen. And so the girl told the lady that she had chosen the simplest shoes, and the mistress gladly paid for them. Sunday came, and the old lady ordered Karen to get ready for church. The mistress told the girl to dress modestly and restrainedly. But Karen so wanted to put on new shoes that she could not resist, and went to church in red shoes. And all the people in the service every now and then looked at Karen's feet. After dinner, the lady learned from the people that Karen had come in red shoes. The lady could not stand the shame and decided to go home early. But an old soldier was waiting for them at the church gate.
Hello.
He bowed deeply to the ladies, saw the red shoes, and began to praise them as never before.
Nice.
Karen danced with delight. And then her legs began to dance by themselves, as if the shoes had some kind of magical power. The girl was frightened, wanted to throw off her shoes, but they were tight. The shoes were firmly attached to her feet. And Karen had to dance. She danced through the fields and meadows, in the rain and in sunny weather, both at night and during the day. And then one night the girl found herself on the edge of the forest. It was dark and scary all around. Then suddenly a white light blinded Karen. It was an angel in a long white robe. Behind his shoulders were large wings that descended to the very ground.
No.
He looked at the girl sternly and said that for her deceit, pride and disobedience, she would dance for eternity, until she dries up like a mummy. Before Karen had time to say a word, the shoes grabbed her and led her on. For a long time, the girl's shoes were worn over the stones, through the thicket and thorn bushes.
Oh no!
Sharp thorns dug into Karen's legs and scratched them bloody. And then she danced to the small secluded house of the forester. The girl sat down on the porch and cried bitterly. She managed to repent of her disobedience and most of all wanted to apologize to the lady. When the forester heard the girl crying, he took pity on her and decided to help. Then he took silver scissors and cut the red shoes.
Cool!
Karen was overjoyed to be able to control her legs again. Now, more than anything, she wanted to go home. The girl thanked the forester, and he presented her with his daughter's old wooden shoes. Putting on her shoes, Karen thanked her rescuer again and ran home. So, she raced through the fields, making her way through the forests day and night, until she saw the outline of her house.
Wow.
Then the girl gathered her last strength and rushed to the entrance. She ran into the drawing room, where sat a sad lady, who had been mourning her named daughter all week. Seeing Karen, the mistress beamed with joy.
Oh yeah.
The girl threw herself into the arms of her wet nurse, and began to apologize for her disobedience. Of course, the mistress forgave Karen, and the girl promised never to deceive anyone again.